Hi, this is Mrs. Shopper with Chapter 7, Section 7 for Honors Geometry. We are going to be working on scale drawings and models. This is going to be similar to what you did with your Paul Bunyan projects again in 7th grade math. And so as we go through this, kind of think about how it relates to what you've already done. Our goals are to interpret scale models and to use scale factors to solve problems. Vocabulary. A scale model, which is also known as a scale drawing, is an object or a drawing with lengths proportional to the object that it represents, much like your Paul Bunyan projects were proportional to the object that it represented. The scale of a model or a drawing is the ratio of the length of the model or drawing to the actual length of the object being modeled or drawn. So the scale is the ratio of the length of the model to the actual. All right, so the model to the actual. The distance between Boston and Chicago on a map is 9 inches. Now, if you've ever gone on vacation, you've looked at a map, they have scales on them, you've done that in geography. And so we know that from Boston to Chicago on the map is 9 inches. The scale the map uses is 1 inch to 95 miles. So we want to figure out what is the actual distance from Boston to Chicago. So the ratio or the scale on the map is 1 inch is 95 miles. So if we know from Boston to Chicago is 9 inches, we want to know how many miles that is. And now we have a proportion set up and we can use cross products. 9 times 95 divided by 1 will give us a total of approximately 855 miles. 855 miles. Here's another example, looking at scale models. So you have a miniature replica of a fighter jet, and that jet is 4 inches long. That's for your model. Your actual is going to be 12.8 yards long. That's the actual. We want to know the scale of the model. And remember, the scale is taking your actual, or is taking your models times your, or over your actual. So the model, the ratio you'll set up is your model over your actual. So the model is 4 inches. The actual is 12.8 yards. Now these are both in different units, and that is okay if you write your proportion in using your units. So if we simplify this, we're going to say that 1 inch in our model, so we're dividing 4 by 4, we're going to divide 12.8 by 4, gives us 3.2 yards. 1 inch to 3.2 yards. Now if that's the case, we can write our ratio as a fraction, or you can write it with colon. So 1 inch to 3.2 yards. Now I have a question for you. How many times as long as the model is the actual? How many times as long as the model is the actual? Think about that and let me know in class. I want to see who can tell me that information when you get to class and we talk about section 7.6. Have a good night. I look forward to your answers.